Look, choose you this day who you're going to become and be. You know, you can find you're in some aimless repetition or living or being, whereas you can give yourself the company that's going to steer you in perhaps a far preferred direction. I mean, I know this sounds appallingly egotistical, but I wake in the night, you know, this one, it's 3:30 now, and it was 1:30 when I woke. I'd gone to bed very early because I'm tired. I was tired because I had so few hours yesterday, probably. And, you know, I woke up at about 1:30 this morning, a couple of hours ago, and I thought quite quickly, my mind isn't thinking of God, it's thinking of whatever it's wandering into, which is a bit like what dreams are, isn't it? You find you've wandered into the most amazing programs, you know, that you didn't expect to be stumbling along. I thought, now, it's not going to be productive if I stay like this. I must think of, quite literally, think of God again, my view of God. And the best way of me doing that is not actually meditation or prayer or singing, or especially in the middle of the night. My best thing is just to listen to my recordings. I mean, I just find that it is, for me. I mean, it might not be for you, but gosh, I'd be so pleased if it was. But I mean, you know, it might be, it might not be. You have to find what your best company is that always brings you back to what you feel at heart on reflection you do truly value. This is the way, walk ye in it. You see? And for me, it's, I just try and, you know, organise my current list of recordings that I'm preparing for YouTube, and in this case it was 1501, and there's a whole stream under A1 to, or A to B or something, and B in particular developed in itself more recently, but when I listen to a few of them to check off whether I do feel they're publishable or not, with a heavy bias to thinking that they are, of course, because I've got an ego as big as a house, probably. I mean, I'm the Buddhist nightmare, aren't I, of worldliness, but still. Then I'm influenced by what I'm listening to, of course. I mean, it rings a note with me that has all sorts of meaning, doesn't it? And I'm away. You know, I'm back on my track, which I value, and is bringing me joy and happiness and assurance, and is steering my day, and my days seem to be wonderful. I just so enjoy living, which is bizarre because I don't have a partner. I've had a partner all my life. Someone I've been devoted to, not the same as someone, I'm afraid, but all the time. But, you know, as the years pass, it was a different wife, and so on. But I'm flying now without such. You could say I found the perfect company, personification of myself. Gosh, he's a narcissist. I mean, but I am happy, and obviously my assurance is developed out of all proportion to what the world thinks it should be. And I'm happy, and my days are good, and yet it's bizarre. I've never been Well, I had been this poor when I was a student. I was this poor. I managed to keep a car going, which is what I managed to do now. And I live in rented accommodation, which is what I did do then. I'm actually living in a sense like I was as a student, except my university is within. And, well, it's talking to you, isn't it? I'm still, I daren't say teaching because Jesus' story says, call no man teacher, but I just love philosophizing, don't I? And that's what I found when I found Plato as a 17-year-old in the public reference library in Southend-on-Sea, Essex, England. Back then in the, somewhere in the middle 60s, wasn't it? Before I went to university or anything like that. I was Tech College. So I was 17, yeah. 16, 17, 16. Yeah, 16. You know, most converts come before they're 20. That surprised me. I mean, to Christianity I'm talking about. That was a fact that surprised me some decades ago. I don't know if it's still true. Or if it was true then, come to that, but that's what I was told. And I did without knowing it. I mean, I was converted to philosophy and humanism. And then when I was 24, read Paramount's autobiography, I got converted to, well, that really, and his view of the Jesus story, which was quite different to what I came to see as the Christian view of the Jesus story. And I was appalled at it compared to Paramount's view. Yeah. How did I get onto that? Let me get back to the point that I started with here. Choose your best company. I know it seems frighteningly egotistical, but my best company is listening to my recordings. It's more effective to me than Kriya Yoga or prayer or meditation or yoga or philosophizing, more beneficial than social company and interaction. And even walking by the lake or something, you know. Although walking with nature has a lovely transforming effect on me. Yeah, I must say that. And my relief from my, what you might see as isolation, listening to my own recordings, is to socialize, to fellowship. I mean, with the most amazing company. I mean, was it yesterday? Was it only yesterday? Yeah, Sunday. I was at the Mormon temple, you know, the Church of Latter-day Saints. Their Christian function, well, it was one of their services, but it was 10:30 in the morning, and because I'd been invited by the pianist earlier a week before. And so I kept my word. I was true to my word. I did come, because I said I would. Of course, she's probably trying to save my soul, you know. I mean, good soul. And I did say hello to her straight away. Boldly went up there to the front and talked to her for a moment while she was playing to the whole congregation. I mean, before the service started, you know, she was just giving the background music while they were chattering away. And I didn't talk to her again, but I had a lovely hour or so there. I mean, kids performing a Christmas presentation and families, and people at their best. You know, it's a bit like going to Rudolf Steiner School. The parents are all in fairyland, but they're being what they want to be, you know. There's a great relief from the reality of modern living. They're being the ideal parent there, aren't they? And at the church, they're being the ideal, well, Christian, as they probably say it. And that's all right, I accept that. I mean, I'm not a Mormon myself, but I can appreciate sincerity and earnestness and desire to be wonderful and love of God, however we see God. And the desire to be a good person and have lovely family and care for the kids and care for each other. I mean, their theology, like Christian theology generally, might be an abomination, but their qualities, some of them, are just heavenly. And I can find that at my philosophy meeting, which was dominantly secular, but you suddenly pick up there on a line of thought and discussion that is incredibly godly if they only knew it. Well, in a sense, they do know it. It's their God, isn't it? It's got this awful mishmash of things that I wouldn't have in it, but then every religious group I go to has too. In the afternoon, yesterday, I went to Pentecostal church that I go to a bit in the last couple of months, you know, regularly on a Sunday afternoon. And again, they're at their best and loving to each other. And they include me, which is a relatively new stranger, you know. And you feel blessed for going there, there's no question of it. Is it my theology? No, it's not. Is it my inclination to care and them to care for me? Oh goodness, yes. Such a blessing. That's my real God, you see. These values which you could say hide behind the front of their religion or their declared beliefs, but really don't, I think, overshadow their appalling theologies and philosophies and theosophies and crud, quite honestly. What they are as people is so much lovelier than what they proclaim as their creed when forced to do so. You see, we value life, don't we? I'm come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. I know that's ill-defined, but I think that is what my religion is. And it's not, well, it can come into awful dust-ups with the formal declared religions and belief structures of groups, whether they be religious or secular. But I still find in my heart I've had the company of angels. I don't mean all of them. Some I can't quite penetrate to the lovely self that they might be. Others I find it easy just talking to them that I'm in fellowship with these people. They don't have the same official beliefs as I have. But when it comes to humanity, they score wonderfully with me. And I seem to score well with them too. And I'm so pleased. And then, as at times like this, I review such and talk to you about it. And wonder if you aren't just the same. Bless you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.